There's an old saying that goes, life is a journey and not a competition. Color me crazy, but I sincerely like to see others succeed, which is the reason I decided to do this podcast. Hello, I'm Dr. TonyVercillo. I'm your host. This is episode number 13. And the purpose of this episode is to provide you with two things: the 10 skills and traits necessary to succeed, along with the 6 critical moral lessons to teach your children and even for yourself, for that matter. That's what this episode is all about. Okay, here goes. But first, as always, I will provide you a success tip, followed by a stock tip, and then finally get into the life lessons that are most important for career and personal success. In the secret episode attached to this episode, I decided to go off script, and I provided you with 5 stocks that are poised to triple over the next 3 years. In that same secret episode, I also give you a full explanation of how to best use dividend stocks as a passive income generator. The success tip this week comes to you from another podcaster and success junkie like myself, a gentleman named Matt Gray. I found him on LinkedIn and thought this was worth sharing with my audience. The 7 steps to designing your dream life. Matt, thanks for this. I might add that I took the liberty of adding a little bit of flavor to the steps. Step number 1, quit procrastinating and take action. The antithesis of being successful is procrastinating and being lazy. You can't manage what you do not measure. So measure and monitor your performance, no excuses. Step number 2, prioritize your health. Implement a low-fat, low-sugar diet. Start going to the gym again. Balance your work and life, home life, and then get regular checkups from the doctor to make sure that you're healthy and going forward. A healthy body equals a healthy mind. A healthy mind equals better cognitive ability, which makes you more likely to succeed. Step number 3, take control of your future by planning it out. Those who fail to plan to fail. Where do you want to be in 5 or 10 years? Start thinking about it. Start documenting it. Where would you like to? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see yourself retiring? Remember what I told you in episode 1 and 2. Harvard Business School did a study of over 100 students, those who had planned their life versus those who didn't. Those who planned their life were dramatically more successful 15 years later than those who didn't. So it's absolutely really important. Number 4, craft a compelling vision for yourself. As Yogi Berra once said, if you don't know where you're going, you might wind up somewhere else. Step number 5, you rid yourself of toxic people. Toxic people, what they do to us is just overwhelming. Get rid of them. Number 6, think long-term and be consistent. And finally, number 7, choose play, fun, and adventure over just work. Life is simply too short for all work and no play. Again, let me thank Matt Gray for providing these tips. Next, this week's stock tip is another Warren Buffett holding stock in his portfolio, and that is American Express. This corporate powerhouse trades using the symbol AXP at about $212 a share and has doubled over the past 5 years. Amex has a market cap of about $154 billion, a price-earnings ratio of 18, and a dividend yield of about 1.13%. The 5-year forecast for this stock is to grow revenue and earnings by about 10% a year. Return on equity is expected to be 36% in the next 3 years. Add this stock to your growth portfolio. And as always, seek counsel from a professional stock broker, as these are merely my suggestions and my opinion, and as I do not purport to be a licensed stockbroker. Okay, finally, let's get to today's main topic. That is the 10 critical life skills and moral compass type of traits necessary to be the best you could be, your best self, if you will. The 10 critical skills and traits necessary to be your best self include: 1, communication skills, both written and oral. 2, emotional intelligence and self-control. Are you the type that flies off the handle, gets angry very easily, gets angry over minor, insignificant details? Or do you have self-control? The higher up you go in an organization, the more likely you will see people in control. So, senior level position equals poised, more pensive, in trait. Number 3, critical thinking skills. Number 4, problem-solving skills. Number 5, conflict resolution skills, being able to resolve conflicts both at work and your personal life. Number 6, creativity and innovativeness, being able to think outside the box, outside the norm. Now, these next 4 skills I call the basics. Okay, so number 7, basic home maintenance skills. Number 8, basic first aid. Number 9, basic car maintenance. And number 10, basic personal finance skills. So these 10 things are a mix of skills and traits that you need in order to succeed. So what do? The next thing you do is you rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being you exude the skill very well, and 1 being you completely suck at it. Then develop an action plan for development and training. You might not be able to teach an old dog new tricks, but you can shock an old dog into thinking differently. As for a moral compass, here are 7 skills you should teach your kids and for yourself for that matter. Number 1, honesty and integrity. Their word must be their bond. Teach them to say what they mean and mean what they say. Kindness, being kind to others. Treating the janitor the same way you treat the CEO. It's a litmus test for me when I meet somebody, is how they treat the waiter, the waitress, the maitre d' at a restaurant. It's kind of important. Number 3, empathy. Teach them to walk in the shoes of others, listening to other points of view. Number 4, RESPECT. Aretha was right. Respect. Respect everyone regardless of gender, race, or religion. Number 5, good manners. You'd be shocked to learn the percentage of people who absolutely know nothing about table manners or general manners for that matter. So teach your kids good manners. Number 6, responsibility and accountability. Teach them to own their mistakes and say, I'm sorry, I'll do it better next time. And lastly, number 7, it's not always about you. Teach them to be selfless. Teach them to think of others. All right, that's it for now, folks. Please remember to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and becoming part of my Patreon family to see those secret episodes. As always, leave me a review, a comment, what you'd like to see, and any other way you think I might be able to help you. Signing off, this is Dr. V, and remember, have no regrets in life, just lessons learned.